Welcome to the One Priority podcast, where our goal is to help start and strengthen churches to serve as vital and vibrant missional communities. The One Priority podcast is sponsored and supported by the Columbia Metro Baptist Association and the almost 100 family churches that support the ministry of the CMBA. This week, I, Chris Reinolds and Julia Bell, CMBA Communications Director, are having a conversation with the Baptist Collegiate Ministry campus ministers, Lesley and JJ Joseph, who began their work with Allen University and Benedict College starting in March of this year. Our CMBA churches have been long supporters of the BCM, which has been reaching out to local and international students for decades, and we look forward to continuing that partnership with Lesley and JJ. So Lesley and JJ, welcome. We're glad that you're here.
Thanks. It's good to be on the podcast.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Well, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, about the Josephs, you know, how many kids do you have? What kind of craziness do they get into? And sort of why God has stirred collegiate ministries into your heart?
Great. So I'll go ahead and start us off. So JJ and I have been married for about 11 years. It's been great. Her birthday was this past Wednesday. So
Happy birthday. That's great.
Still young and smiling and vibrant. We have 4 amazing children. Our oldest is 10. Her name is Jael Joseph. Then it goes 8 years old for Hadassah Joseph, 6 years old for Selah Joseph, and then 2 years old for Josiah Joseph.
That's great.
Maybe joining us later in the podcast, I'm not sure.
I hope so.
The more the merrier.
Yes, and so I currently work along with the mission doing here at Benedict and Allen University. I work as an environmental engineer doing water and wastewater engineering work. JJ is currently completing her master's degree in professional counseling to become a licensed professional counselor. And she also serves currently as the chaplain for the women's basketball team at Columbia International University.
That's great. That's great. Now, what about collegiate ministries? What stirred you to get involved with college students?
Oh, that's a great question. We both have a heart for college students, and that college age we feel like is a really pivotal moment and time in the life of a person. Learning a lot about themselves and who they are and where they are in life and what they want to become or what they're trying to achieve. And so to really meet students at that point in their journey and their trajectory is a really great opportunity to really share the gospel and to really move them spiritually to do things for purposes and to really open up their mind and their view toward what God might have for them moving forward. And I know I've gotten a lot of inspiration from her work at CIU. The things that she's done there. And so that for me is also spurred on a lot of my interest and desire to serve in a college context.
That's great. JJ, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I just think about my college years. I went to Liberty University, and that was when I got there, they had prayer groups. And that was the first time I had ever learned how to pray and read the Bible was at college. And you make so many big decisions during that time, right? Job, sometimes marriage. And we just really want to be a light for college girls and guys so they can know how to make sound decisions in life that will follow them for years to come.
Yeah.
So we take heart. We're conservative in our beliefs, but we also love our culture. And so we are excited to be on Benedict and Allen campuses and just show them like, hey, you can love the Lord and be cool and all those good things, right?
That's good. No, that's good. I think that's great.
You both clearly have a love and a passion to reach college students, and certainly are immersed in a couple of different ways with students at this stage in life. Can you speak to any special or unique needs or struggles that students at Allen and Benedict might be experiencing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if a lot of the struggles are unique to Benedict and Allen. I mean, obviously wanting to belong and be accepted, have a strong network, peer groups, friends, have a good college experience. I think that's something that most students would want to have when they enter into college. I know for Benedict and Allen, they're smaller universities.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of have their own unique cultures and their own unique ways of doing things. And so I think as they go through their college careers on those campuses, I think there are some very specific things that they might be concerned about, particularly when it relates to what they're going to do afterwards as far as employment goes. I think a lot of the families there and some of the students that we've met up to this point, are first generation college students, may have had the kind of backgrounds that would lend itself to college success right away. And so I think just reaching them and helping them navigate just a college life and understanding what will come as they continue to go through school and what they can expect when they finish is the kind of thing that we would really want to work with them on and help them through.
And I think the last 2 years for all of us have been difficult with, 2020, the health pandemic, and also the social justice issues that have been occurring. And so those campuses in particular might have felt those a little stronger. And so we want to be there to offer hope and help time.
Now, you mentioned the some of those students, or a number of those students at the colleges. Some of them are first generation college students, meaning that their parents are have not graduated college, do not go to college. How does that impact, and how do you kind of help them through? What's the nuances that exist there as they're approaching college life and even preparing them for beyond college life? What is it that you guys are trying to help them to recognize and think through as they walk that road that's really new for them and new from a family standpoint?
That's a good question. I know from my own perspective, the expectations and the ideas of what will come with a college degree are a lot of times, they may be outsized or it may not be known depending on what your family background is. I know there's a lot of communal and familial effort and hope and almost being lived through as you're on the college campus. And so I know for me, my family is Haitian. I'm first generation American here from Haiti. And so going to college and getting an advanced degree, there was a lot of people looking to me and looking for things from me as I pursued those degrees in my academic career. And so I think a lot of pressure to do well will come as a first generation. And obviously a joy when you complete it and finish and excel and succeed. But I know from my perspective, I've noticed that I've experienced a lot of that in my college career. And I think a lot of students that are there will as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think also it's great to be first, right? I think encouragement and hope of like, this is a new start, a new direction, a new legacy that your family is going to embark upon. And so I think some of the help that is needed might be more holistic also, right? You want to talk about financial stewardship. You want to talk about decision making. You want to talk about more of those things that maybe will help you also succeed in life, that you can take back also to your family and to bolster your future outside of college. And so we want to work on those soft and hard skills also along with the gospel.
Interesting. No, and it's not something that we consider a lot of as students are stepping out of those family dynamics and into a college world. Some of them are missing even some of the most basic understanding skills about life skills. I'm reminded of whenever I went to Bible college, there were several students that they had stepped into this college life and they didn't even know how to balance a checkbook. I remember one story where there was this young girl who was called into the dean's office, and the dean said, "Hey, you've been writing bad checks." And she said, "No, I haven't." He said, "No, I got a phone call from, the laundromat, and they said, all of your checks are bouncing. You don't have any money in your account." And she said, "But I have checks still in my checkbook." So there was this misunderstanding,
disconnect.
really, of a basic, and this was in a Christian college in Northeast Florida, but they were still missing that basic element of this is how life works, because nobody had ever taught her that. And so those are some significant implications.
And I think that's across a lot of colleges where
Yeah,
seeing those kind of life skills. And so we really care about the whole person, right? And so that's one of our main hearts is, know Jesus, live Jesus, and be great for Jesus, right?
yeah. But then also, this is how you function in life. That's important. That's important. I had a student. I'm a pastor in the area, and I actually had a student from Benedict College. He actually attended our church by accident. He happened into our church. He was looking for some place to worship, and he was like, "This is not the church I was looking for." And I said, "It's okay. We're glad you're here." Welcomed him, and then we actually set up an opportunity to have coffee a couple of weeks later. And he just shared with me. He opened up with me, and one of the things that he shared was the extreme isolation that he felt. Having come from a close-knit home and, very close in his familial network, and then stepping and going away to college, even around peers his own age, people that experience the similar things, there was this isolation that was happening. Is this a common struggle for students today? And if so, what are the long-term implications if this isn't addressed?
Want to take that?
Yeah, sure. I think, for sure, we're all feeling the isolation. And I think in college, when you're leaving home for the first time, if you don't know where you belong, and it could be hard. I know for me, I played tennis in college, so I came and went straight into a team.
Yeah.
I know the benefits of having a place to land at. That's what we want our BCM to be. And we understand the idea of a shared purpose and a shared mission that's bigger than you, that you do alongside others, really feeds that sense of connectedness that we all are wanting and are made for. Community. So we're hoping to do that. So when you land on Benedict or you land on Allen, you have a team, right? There that you're just going to step in with a purpose and a mission that is clear, that you can take part in and feel so loved and connected, and know that you are also serving and living out who you are called to be.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
I'm so excited that you're here. I look back at my time in college, and it was BSU, Baptist Student Union at the time, that dates me, but Baptist Collegiate Ministry was such a powerful foundational part of my college years, from friendships to my own spiritual growth. And I'm thrilled for the students at Allen and Benedict for what they have in store through God ministering through both of you. So you've been on the job now for about 2 months. What's it been like? Can you give us an update on where you are and how things are going?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's been going and we're going. And so one good thing that we've had just from the very beginning is that the BCM at USC has been very good at helping Benedict students kind of be introduced to BCM and understand what that's like. And they've really opened up to some of the students at Benedict. And so right now there's about 11 or 12 students that currently attend BCM, and really is excited to have one at Benedict College. And so I've met with them. JJ has met with one of them individually and talked through some things, and they had a good conversation. And so right now we're just building those relationships. I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go to the campus now, and I've met with some people in the student affairs office, and I've had some really good conversations with Benedict College's campus minister, who actually is responsible for all the programming on the campus.
There he is. Bring him in.
Well, I can't go.
Join in the party.
So,
I love it.
Into the bathroom, which was interesting. And so he found his way into the door because we have a little child little things on the door. He's not supposed to be able to open them.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
he did.
They never are supposed to be able to open them.
And so I've been really amazed at how God's worked so quickly to give us the right relationships to start serving on the campus. And so I was able to meet her it felt by chance. I was trying to get some information about the school itself. And when I told the person that I was meeting with there, why I was there, oh, you need to talk to our minister. And so I got that meeting kind of impromptu. And 2 hours later, she wants to know more about BCM and wants to see what we're about and wants to know what our mission would be on the campus. And so that was great. And I was excited about that. And then just a couple of days ago, I went back to try to meet with her. She wasn't in the office, but another reverend was there, Dr. who's the assistant vice president. And so I got to meet with her, and she initiatives that she's been looking for someone to assist her with that are financial in nature, but she wants to incorporate faith and spirituality into the teaching that she wants to have on campus. And so she asked me point blank, can you teach that part of it?
That's fantastic.
And so we already have an objective, we already have a task to serve the students with. Second month on the job while school is winding down, and students is available. And so I'm just amazed. I pray, and then these great things happen, and I'm just praying for more of it.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot to celebrate already.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. Well, here with the Columbia Metro Baptist Association, the churches that make up our association, we view ourselves really as a faith family. And therefore, you and JJ are a part of our faith family. And we want to help come along beside you as part of our faith family and help support you as you are doing this ministry and you're impacting students in these areas and you're creating inroads by which the gospel can go into and not only help them on a practical standpoint, but also minister to them on a spiritual standpoint. So as you're doing that, what are some of the ways in which we can come alongside of the two of you and help support the ministry that's taking place there?
Great question. We've definitely had a lot of support, outpouring support from the CMBA thus far, and we're really excited about the energy around the ministry that we're trying to bring to Benedict University. The first thing I always ask for is prayer and just covering as we try to enter into these spaces. I didn't go to Benedict College. I didn't go to Allen University. I'm still learning the culture and still learning the rhythms of the campus and the student body and what they're looking for. And so prayer is always the first on my list of things that I ask for. And financial support. So we need money. We need it. We want to really, truly serve these campuses. We want to be a presence that's welcoming, that's inviting, and that really serves the needs that are there. And it's going to take some financial resources to do so. And another thing I think about is just everyday Christians who want to talk to a student. I mean, I invite people to think about their college experiences and how they may have been or shaped or what they could have done differently in terms of how things would have gone if they had somebody older, more mature who further along in life could come and just talk to them about what it was like or what things could be like.
I think that's great. We are so excited for the energy that's behind us. Our goal is to have programming for the first 6 weeks in August. And once the kids, so we want them to step in to Benedict and we have first 6 weeks planned out. And so what we're looking for are some churches that can commit to meals. We're gonna, eventually have weekly meetings with the students, and we would love to feed them, right? You remember back those ramen noodles, right? So we want to be able to say, hey, we have this meeting and food, right?
Yeah.
And so we want to be able to do those kind of things. And so we're looking at August, we're planning now. We're getting some advisory team together. So we need some churches that can just provide a meal. We want to do activities and events. So, if a church has a facility that can hold us. We might want to do an event there. So we're just looking at different things. And we're so excited to get to partner with the communities in the church and within the churches within the communities here.
Okay.
At the time of the recording, Chris, I'll mention this just for our listeners, the time of this recording, there's an event coming up on June 4th that is in conjunction with the association and also the state convention, where folks can meet this amazing couple and jump into the ministry in some of the ways they've just mentioned. But CMBA folks, be on the lookout for an invitation that'll be coming your way. And if you happen to be listening to this after that date, we do have information on our website, so you can hop on there and search and read an article about some of this work already. And JJ, would y'all like to mention a contact that folks can reach out to you if they're interested in partnering with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, feel free to reach out to me at any point for any reason. My email address is Lesley, Lesley, Joseph, Joseph, at scbaptist.org. That's my email address. I'll be responding to those. And then my phone number, you can call me or text me, 803-580-9301. So either of those ways of reaching me would work for me.
I just want to say, this is such a great opportunity for us to come together as churches that might not look the same.
Yeah.
That we can come together and work, and we can pull these Black churches in, these white churches, and we can just come together and serve these campuses as one. And I think that is such a picture of the gospel of Christ in action.
Absolutely.
I agree.
We agree wholeheartedly.
I agree.
And we look forward to seeing that take place. So thank you so much for joining with us for just a little bit today. And we do look forward to what it is that God's going to be accomplishing through your faithfulness and through the faithfulness of the churches supporting and engaging in the work of ministry there at Allen and Benedict. So thanks again for being on the podcast, and we look forward to what's next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to all of our listeners, thank you for joining with us. And please be sure to check out the show notes for more detailed information about today's show. Also, if you found this podcast helpful for you and your ministry, share it with others so we can get the word out about what God is doing. Until next time, from all of us, we thank you for listening and urge you to share this podcast with everyone you know. It's the good news about the good news in the Columbia Metro Baptist Association.